Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are solving the February-March 2024 paper 1-2, and the marking schemes have not been published as we are recording this video. So I'm solving these questions, and so that it can be helpful to you people. Question number 1. This is an integration question. The limit is, the paper always starts with the easiest question in the examination. The limits are from 3 to infinity, 2 upon x squared dx. So you know how to integrate these terms, these kind of terms. Take 2 outside the integration sign and this becomes x power minus 2 dx. And when you integrate it, this becomes, you add 1 and you divide. So the limits are from 3 to infinity. What we get is 2 minus 2, okay? 1 upon x, and you put the limits 3 to infinity. So it's minus 2, 1 upon infinity minus 1 upon 3. You know, 1 divided by infinity is 0. As you know, 1 upon 0 is undefined or infinity. So 1 over infinity is 0. You guys know this. This becomes 0. So 2 minus 2 into minus 1 upon 3. The answer is 2 by 3. This was question number 1. And the paper starts with a simple question. We move to the next question. Jivita, in question number 2, we have been given a curve. Obviously, it's a sine curve. The equation is already given. A is the minimum point on the curve, and you have been asked to find the coordinates of point A. Now, you know, the normal period of sine theta is 360 degree. And you know the period is the angle in which one wave of the curve is completed. The normal period is 360. I mean, sine theta, the one wave of sine theta is completed in 360 degrees. This is called the normal period of sine theta. This is called the normal period of sine theta. Here, and you know, if I remind you, A sine bx plus c, you know from your earlier knowledge of trigonometry that A shows the period of the curve, C is the axis of the curve, and this B, you know, the normal period 360 divided by B gives you the period of the given particular curve, period of the curve. Again, the period is the angle in which one wave of the curve finishes. The normal period is 360. So what is the period of this curve? So because this is given in radian, this is given in the question probably. This is given in the question that the angle is in radians. And x is measured in radian. It's given. X is measured in radians. So in radians, the normal period is 2 pi divided by half. So the period of this curve is 4 pi. So it means the one wave is completed in 4 pi degrees. I hope this is clear. Now, if this is 4 pi, then the half curve is completed in 2 pi, and this is pi. You know, it means the first interval is at pi, the second is 2 pi, then this is 3 pi. So, you know, this is the x coordinate of this A point. The x coordinate of A point is this 3 pi. What is the y coordinate? This one. You can see that this particular, you know, this distance is the amplitude of this curve. This is the positive amplitude, and this is the negative amplitude. From earlier knowledge of sine curve or cos curve, you know, this value gives you the value of the amplitude, and the value of the amplitude here is k. So this is minus k, and although we are not asked for this, this is plus k. So the coordinates of A is 3 pi and minus k. This is part 1. In part 1, we have been asked to find the coordinates of A in terms of k. So x is 3 pi and y is minus k. This is part 1 of this particular question. In second B part, okay, in B part it is given that it's a transformation question. So one more thing that I would like to ask here is that I'm doing these questions, most probably there won't be any conceptual mistake in this. There might be some numerical mistakes, so you check it yourself. Because the marking schemes have not been published, so according to me, these are the answers. Okay, in part B, you are given, this is a transformation question. You must have gone through all these topics. In the question, it is given that you will have to apply these transformation in the order given. Means that you will have to translate the curve 2 units in the negative direction, and then you apply the reflection in x-axis. So we do it. You have been asked to find the equation of the curve and the new coordinates of the point A, because when the equation of the curve changes, obviously the coordinates of point A will also change. So we do it. And when you translate in the negative x direction, what you do is this minus the negative 2 will come here. All the y values will go down by 2. So these are the y values, so it will be minus 2. That's the reflection, that's the translation of 2 units in negative x direction. And then you are asked to find the reflection in the x-axis. If you are given the curve fx, then minus fx gives you the reflection in the curve. The negative amplitude turns the curve upside down. It reflects the curve in the x-axis. I hope you know that. So what we need to do is to put minus sign here. It's k sine half x minus 2. This is the reflection in x-axis. So the final equation is minus k sine half x plus 2. This is the equation of the curve. Now, you see, because curve has not been translated in the x direction, so the x coordinate of point A remains same, which is 3 pi. It's the 3 pi. And if you put 3 pi in it, you see, this value changes the period of the curve and this value remains same. With these two transformations, this value has not been changed. So the graph will, there is no horizontal translation, right? Now, when there is no horizontal translation, it means there is no horizontal translation and there is no horizontal stretch. So the period remains same. What I'm trying to explain is the A coordinates, the x coordinate of point A will not change. It will remain 3 pi. Now, if you put 3 pi here, you get the y coordinate. So if you put 3 pi here, you put 3 pi by 2. If you put in your calculator, it will give you minus 1. This is equal to 270 degrees. 3 pi by 2. Yes, 270 sine 270. If you forget, you can use calculator, but being a good kid, this is 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. It's 270 is minus 1. Okay, you can use calculator. So if you put minus 1 here, so it would be minus k minus 1 plus 2. So this is k plus 2. This is the y coordinate of the point A in of the new curve. These are the what I was thinking is, okay, let me draw you the curve also for this. If I draw the curve, let me draw it here with some different color markers. See, now what happens is when you apply this particular translation of 2 units in negative y direction, all these coordinates come down by 2 units. See, let's say whatever the value of k, when you subtract 2 units, it will come down 2 units. Okay, this will also come down 2 units. Try to make sure that these distances are almost equal. So let's say this equal, yeah, this somewhere here. This point also comes 2 units down. This is 0. So minus 2 will, let's say, somewhere here. This is k, minus k comes down 2 unit further. This is minus k minus 2. Again, this is minus 2. This is minus 2 and this is minus 2. And this point, whatever the x is, y is k, it comes down 2 units. It would be k minus 2. So the new shape, when you translate this curve 2 unit in the negative x direction, is this shape. See? Although you are not asked to do this, but suppose in your examination, if you are asked to do this, you can draw this graph like this. So you have drawn the translation. Now, what happens is we will have to reflect it in the x-axis. Reflection means it will be reflected in the x-axis. So this is 2 units down, it goes 2 unit up here. This point is k minus 2 in the upward direction. Let's say it's above x-axis. This comes down below x-axis, like somewhere here, let's say. Similarly, this unit is 2 unit down, this goes 2 unit up. This is, see, this was k and this was minus 2. So the distance is minus k minus 2. So when you turn it up, it goes down, it goes up by, this becomes k plus 2. This is something like here, k plus 2. These are coordinates of, and similarly, this is 2 unit negative. This goes 2 unit up. It will be in the same, height. It will be of the same. Similarly, this is 2 unit down. This 2 unit goes up. This is whatever it is. If it is above the x-axis, I don't know whether this point is above the, because I don't know k. Let's say k is 5. So when you come 2 unit down, this is 3. But if k is 1 and you come 2 unit down, this will be 1 minus 1. So because we don't know k, we consider it, okay, it is given in the question. Probably k is, I don't know if it is given that k is a positive constant. Okay, k is a positive constant, but again, k can be 1, 2, 3, whatever. But let's say if it is 5, then when it comes down, it becomes 3. So in reflection, it goes down by 3 units down. So you see, and this is 2, this is 3, so we take it, let's say it comes here. Okay, fine. So the new curve is like this. This comes here, then this is here, and this point is here, then this point is here, and this point comes here. Sorry, I didn't draw this point. So this is here, and then this point. This is the final shape. This black curve is the final shape. We don't need it, but see A, the coordinates of A are k plus 2, and our equation are also given as k plus 2 is the y coordinate, and the x coordinate you can see is 3 pi. So the curve is also, giving us the same coordinates as is the equation of this particular new curve. It means we are doing it correctly. You are not asked to draw these graphs in your question, but I just drew them just to make the point clear. You were asked to do these things only. I hope this point is clear. We move to the next question. This is question number 3. You have been given the derivative. Dy over dx is this. These 2 points lie on this curve. You have been asked to find the value of it. It's a 5-mark question. Question number 3. It's a 5-mark question. Right now, okay, I don't write it so that you do not get confused. Well, you are given the coordinates and you are asked to find A. Well, you need the equation of the curve, and then in the equation of the curve, you will put these 2 points, this point to get A. Now, how to find the equation of the curve from the derivative? You apply integration. So you can skip these steps. You can bracket 4x plus 5 power half. This dx comes here. You apply the integration sign on both sides. This is derivative of y. The derivative integration cancels out. This is y. 3 goes out. So the equation becomes this. This is the equation. You can skip this step. You can write directly this thing. Now apply the integration. Y is equal to 3, 1 upon 4, 4x plus 5. You add 1 power, half plus 1 is 3 by 2. And you divide by the same. And this constant of integration comes in. So if we simplify this, this is 3 by 4. This is 2 by 3. 4x plus 5 power 3 by 2 plus c is equal to y. This is y. So 3 goes out, 2 ones are, 2 twos are. So the equation is y is equal to 1 upon 2 4x plus 5 whole power 3 by 2 plus c. Now we know, because these 2 points are given, first we need to find c, so we apply this particular, we put these coordinate in this equation. So we put 9 in place of y, half, we put 1 in place of x, so this is 4 plus 5, and we use the medium brackets here, power 3 by 2 plus c. So some of the kids, some very good kids, take this 2 on this side and multiply 2 by 18, but you see the c is being added. C is added here, so you can't take 2 over there directly. So first simplify this. 4 ones are 4 plus 5 is 9, power 3 by 2, 1 upon 2 is equal to 9 plus c. A little bit of calculation will give you this 9 becomes 3 square. Although you can do it directly, but I'm just doing it just to explain the point. This is 1 by 2 y is 9. So you see plus c. This 2 goes out, 3 power 3 is 27. 27 by 2 is equal to 9 plus c. So this is c, 27 by 2 plus c is equal to c, is equal to c. So 9 twos are 18, 18 minus 27 is minus 9 by 2. This is your c. I have already told you that inshallah there won't be any conceptual misunderstanding in the question, but there might be some numerical errors, so you can check it for yourself. You can check it yourself. So see, you put c here in this equation. So we get y equals to 1 upon 2 4x plus 5 whole power 3 by 2 minus 9 by 2. This is the complete equation. Now we have y complete. We can put these 2 values here to find a. So y is a now. 1 upon 2, x is 5. So it's 4 5s are 20. 20 plus 5 is 25 whole power 3 by 2 minus 9 by 2. I do the remaining part here. See, now a equals to half. This is 5 square. So 5 square, 2 cancels out. We are left with 5 cube. 5 cube is 125. So it's 125 minus 9 by 2. You take the LCM. So it's 125 minus 9 is equal to a. So finally the a is 125 minus 9 is 116 upon 2. 125 minus 10 is 115, 114 I mean. 116. So it's 2 5s and 1, 2 8s are 16. So a is 58. This should be your answer. A equals to 58. I hope this is obvious. We can check the calculation again. We are given the equation 3, y equals 3 goes out, 1 upon 4, 4x plus 5, 1 added, 3 by 4, it becomes 3 by 4, and this goes up 2 by 3, 2 2s are 4, 3 cancels out, it's 1 by 2, 4x plus 5, 3 by 2 plus c. We put 1, 9, 9 equals half, 4 ones are 4 plus 5, 9, 9 power 3 by 2, 9 power becomes 3 square, square goes out, 3 cube is 27, 27 by 2 is equal to 9 plus c, 27, 9 2s are 18 minus c, okay. 1 by 2, 4x plus 3, okay, fine. Now we put 5a, so 4 5s are 20, 20 plus 5, 25 power 3 by 2, 1 by 2 minus 9 by 2, 25 is 5 square, square goes out, 5 remains, 5 cube is 125, 125 by 2 minus 9 by 2. So take 2 LCM, 125 minus 9, 125 minus 10 is 115. So 116 divided by 2 and 2 5s are 10, 2 8s are 16. A is 58. So I double checked it. So I hope this is the correct answer. If you find any numerical error, please do let us know in your comments. Let's move to the next question. In question number 4, you can see this is a trigonometric question and you have been asked to solve this particular identity. You'll have to, in the trigonometric identities, you take one of the sides and prove it equal to the other side. Usually it's better to take the left hand side. So we take the left hand side and we open it, sine squared theta plus 2 sine theta cos theta plus cos squared theta upon cos squared theta. From the formula list, you can see sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is 1. So this is 1. So there is another minus 1 here. Do not forget to write this. The 1 plus 2 sine theta cos theta minus 1 upon cos squared theta. This 1 goes out and this cos theta is cancelled with this. 2 sine upon cos is 2 tangent theta. We prove it. Another simple question, and it carries, it was a 3-mark question. Let's move to the next part. The next part, let me write it for you and then we solve it. Okay, in part B, we have to solve this equation. I have to find the angles, and angles are in the range of minus 190 to 90. So you see this side, this is the usual way of asking the question. This part is usually solved in the part A. You see these are the same expressions. So this expression is equal to 2 tan theta, so we write 2 tan. Make sure this is exactly the same. There is nothing extra in this, so that can be solved further. So this expression is exactly like this. So this is equal to 2 tangent theta is equal to 5 tangent cube theta. Now there is a common mistake that kids do in the examination is what they do is they write it like this. 2, they take the 10 here upon tangent theta, and then they cancel this tangent and this becomes 2 upon 5 tangent square, and then they go further and solve it for the angles. We'll do it in this question. We'll do this thing. But you cannot cancel variables like this. What you do instead is, let me do it for you. You take this minus 5 tan cube theta on the other side. You take 2 tangent theta minus 5 tangent cube theta is equal to 0. Now if you take tangent theta common, see 2 minus 5 tangent squared theta equals to 0. Now see, this is one of the brackets. So either when the product of two bracket is equal to 0, you know either of the bracket can be equals to 0. So tangent theta is equal to 0. And the second is 2 minus 5 tangent square theta is equal to 0. Now tangent theta is 0 in this range gives you theta equals to 0. This is an answer. If you had cancelled this tangent theta like I did earlier, then you would have missed this particular answer and marks will be deducted for that. So this is one of the answers. Make sure, if you remember, if we cancel tangent theta, we still get this one. So there's no problem with this thing. But you would have missed this and the mark would have been deducted for that. So now this gives us theta. You know tangent, if you calculate tangent theta is equal to 0, so theta is equal to tan inverse 0 is 0. And from the graph, you know, if you draw a graph of tangent theta, you remember it starts from 0, goes to infinity at 90. And if you go the negative side, it goes like this. This is minus 90. So it is 0 only at theta is equal to 0. I hope this is, you know, we have discussed in the trigonometry videos. You can see my videos in my channel, the trigonometry videos, where I have explained this quite in detail. So one of the answers is theta is equal to 0. The second is solved from this. Now you can see, if we solve this, we get tangent squared theta is equal to 2 by 5. So tangent theta is plus minus radical 2 upon 5. So either tangent theta is plus radical 2 upon 5 or it's tangent theta is equal to minus radical 2 upon 5. Let me raise it and write it somewhere so that is not cut in the video. So you see, we take one of the values like tangent theta is equal to plus 2 by 5 and tangent theta is equal to minus 2 by 5. Now you see tangent is positive in the first and the third quadrant. Third quadrant is of no value to us because the range is from plus 90 to minus 90. So we will take only angles which are in these quadrants. So the third quadrant goes away. It's not. So if you find tangent theta is equal to root 2 by 5, what you get is theta equals to shift tangent radical 2 divided by 5 gives you 32.31. I don't know the angles are asked for how many, what is the significance level? Let me see. Hence solve the equation. You have not been asked to find the answer to any number of, usually the angles are written to the one decimal place. So this angle is 32 point. So the answer is theta equals to 32.31. Similarly, tangent is negative in second and fourth. This quadrant is of no value because we can't go there, but this angle is, because it's a clockwise angle, so it would be negative. It would be the same angle but negative. So it's minus 32.31. I hope because minus 90 is allowed, so we can go clockwise. And these are the two answers we are looking. In fact, these are the three answers we are looking. One answer is theta equals to 0. I mean, if you put theta equals to 0 here, so this equation will be satisfied. Similarly, if you put these angles, again, this equation will be satisfied. So there are three answers to it. I hope the point is clear. We move to the next question. Well, guys, this is question number 5. You are given, you can read the question from the description. You are given the equation of the curve, y is equal to 3 upon 2x square minus 5. And the examiner is looking for the equation of normal at this point, and the equation should be in this form where a, b, c are integers. Well, when you read this question and you are looking for the equation of the normal, normal is a line, and to find the equation of any line, we need two things. One is the point on the line and the gradient of the line. Point is given. We are looking for the equation of normal at this point. What we are missing is the gradient, and we can find the gradient from the equation of the curve by taking its derivative. You might have, thought about this in your mind. So we take the derivative first. So the derivative is, how to take the derivative? We take this 5 is equal to 3. We take the denominator and the numerator. 2x squared minus 5 minus 1. You know how to find the derivative. Y dash is, you take the power down. This remains same. And you subtract 1 from the power, and you then multiply by the derivative of whatever is inside the bracket. It is 4x. So finally this becomes, the y dash is minus 12x upon 2x square minus 5 whole power 2. Always simplify this. Now, if I put x is equal to 2 here, what I get is the gradient of the tangent. Let's say this is the curve. Let's say this is the curve, for example. And this is the point 2, 1. So actually, this is the tangent. And you find the gradient of the tangent from the derivative. So the gradient, that when I put x is equal to 2 here, so I get the gradient of the tangent. And I am looking for the equation of the normal. Normal is perpendicular to the tangent. So now you must have understood what is going to happen. Y dash, if you put x equals to 2, so this becomes minus 12 into 2 upon 2 square minus 5 and its whole square. So this becomes minus 24 upon 2 square, 4 2s are 8, 8 minus 5 is 3, 3 square is 9. So this is the gradient of the line. So 3 3s are 3 8s. So the gradient of the tangent is minus 8 upon 3. I've already told you, look for the numerical errors that I might commit while solving this. Probably I'm trying my best not to commit any mistake, numerically. There is no conceptual misunderstanding, inshallah. But numerical, I check for the numerical errors, right? For yourself. So this is m. So the equation, a gradient of the normal will be 3 upon 8. Now you know the equation is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. You can rather use y is equal to mx plus c. Both are correct. I usually use this when the y-intercept is not given directly. Y minus x1 and y1, is the point on the line. So this 2, 1 is on the normal. So this is x1 and this is y1. So y1 is 1, gradient is 3 upon 8. Make sure you do not write minus 8 upon 3. 3 upon 8 in x minus 2, and you just have to simplify it. The 8 goes there, it's 8y minus 8. This is 3x minus 6. You see, you have to find the equation by keeping the coefficient of x positive. You can make it negative, but take y here. 3x positive, 8y comes here, it becomes negative. Minus 6 is already there, 8 comes here, becomes plus. So minus 6 plus 8 plus 2 is equal to 0. This is the required equation. You are in A levels, I hope you know these are the same things. So this is the form in this form, see, where A, B, and C. A is 3, B is minus 8, and C is 2. You do not have to write the values of A, B, C separately. It was given to you in the question that you have to find the final answer in this form. Please make sure that you find the answer. Do not leave this answer here or like this here. 1 mark will be deducted for that if you are not given, although you have done all the things right. But if you leave the question here, marks will be deducted because you are asked to find the answer in this form. So write the final answer in this form. This was perfect, but this is also right. If you leave it here, it's okay. So this was question number 5. We move to question number 6. Okay guys, in question number 6, you have been given 2 brackets. And it is given that when you expand these two and multiply, the coefficient of x cube is 432, find A. Looking at this question, you must have realized that this is from binomial expansion. Different kids apply different strategies, but obviously, you don't have to, there will be 5 terms for this. Although 5 terms can be opened quickly, but if probably, suppose in your examination the power is 8, you don't have to open all the terms, because power 8 means there will be 9 terms in this. What we are looking for is the coefficient of x cube. So we are only looking for those terms in this expansion which when multiplied by 5 and ax give us x cube. I hope you guys got my point. What I'm saying is we need a term of x cube in this expansion, which when multiplied by 5 becomes our x cube expression, an x cube term. And similarly, we need an x squared term in this expansion. When the x squared term is multiplied by this ax, we get x cube. We don't need any other terms in this. What I'm saying is, okay, now, this marker is gone. Okay, now, we know when you open the binomial expression, the first term on the first is 4, the first term on the B expression is 0, then it keeps on going decreasing and this keeps on increasing 1. So there will be 2, it will be 2, it will be 1, it will be 3. Now we are looking for x square and x cube terms. So ax square power 2 and ax cube. So what we are looking for is this third and the fourth term in this expansion. There are 5 terms, but we are looking for the second, for the third and fourth. We are not looking for the first, second, and the fifth term. They are of no use to us. Okay? Because the first term will be 2 power 4, and 2 power 4 when multiplied by these 2 terms don't give us x cube. So we don't need that. Similarly, this also does not give us a power x. When x is multiplied by 5 and x is multiplied by x, It gives us x square and not x cube. Similarly, so we are looking for, similarly for the fifth term. See, this is power 4. When 4 is the power on the b term, yani this second term, so ax4, yani ax power 4 when multiplied by 5, it becomes x4 term, and when ax power 4 terms multiplied by ax, it becomes an x5 term. So we don't need that. What we are looking for is the coefficient of x cube. So I find third and fourth term in this. You know the binomial coefficient to start from, this 4c0, 4c1, 4c2, and 4c3, and 4c4. So we are looking for the, so this is 4c0 term, this is 4c1, this is 4c2. 4c2, a power 2 and b power is also 2. This is the third term. And the fourth term is 4c3, a power 1, which is 2, 2 power 1, and ax power cube. I've already discussed we don't need the first two term and the last term. We simplify this. 4c2, you can use calculator. Well, I know 4c2 is probably 6, but check it. 4c2 is 6. So 6, 2 square is 4, 6 4 is 24. This is a square, x square, this is the third. Plus 4c3 is 4, 4c3 is 4, and 2, 4, 3, 8, a cube, x cube, acha, dot, 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 plus dot, dot, dot. The first two terms, we don't need them. Third, fourth, we don't need the fifth term as well. Multiplied by 5 minus ax. So when this term is multiplied by this, 8 5s are 40, a cube, x cube. You don't even have to multiply these two terms by these two terms. We'll get 4 terms. We need x cube terms. So when this term is multiplied by this, we get x cube. When x cube is multiplied by x, we get x4. We don't need it. Similarly, ax when multiplied by this. So 524s, we see 524s. So 24 into 5, probably 120. This is the 120. So this is, acha, see, am I doing any mistake? 8 5s are 40, a cube, this is plus 24, this is minus 120, a cube, x cube. See, I hope there's no problem in that. So if we take x cube common, what we are, a cube, x cube common. So 40 minus 120 is minus 80 a cube, x cube. See, this is the coefficient of x cube in this, when you multiply these two terms, this term and this expansion, you get the coefficient of x cube is this. And we have been given that the coefficient of x cube when these two multiplied together is 432. So we write minus 80 a cube is 432. So you divide 432 divided by 80 gives us 5.4. So a cube would be shift cube answer. This is 1.7. These values are not, this is, are we given that a is some, let me see the question again. It is given that the 2 plus ax power 4, 5 minus ax is 432. Fine. Are we doing any mistake? Check out. First term is 4, 0, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3. So we are looking for this one, 2, 2. So this is 4c0, 4c1, 4c2, 2 power square, ax power square. Fine. And then we have 4c3, a power 1, ax power cube. Fine. If we simplify, 4c2 is 6, 6 4s are 24, a square, x square. Fine. And this 4 3c is 6, 4, 4 2s are 8, a cube, x cube, 5 minus 6. So when this multiplied by this, Okay, ये 5 8s are 40, a cube x cube, fine, and 24. Acha, yeah, make mistake. We did this mistake. This, see, there is a mistake in it. Check out. What is that? See, when x squared term multiplied by ax, what we get is not 120. This whole thing is value. Probably in practice we notice that these kind of a values are usually integers. They are not in decimal, although they can be in decimals, but usually they are not in decimals, and our answer was in decimals. So that's why I thought there is some mistake in it. You also check in your examination. So this x square when multiplied by this, you see, we are doing some mistake in it. See, when this x squared terms multiplied by this, what we get is 24 a cube x cube, and this is negative because you want. And when this is multiplied by this, 8 5 is the 40 a cube x cube. Now this is a little bit, more like it. Just now you take x cube common. In fact, if you take a cube x cube common, what you're left with is minus 24 plus 40, this gives me minus 16, rather plus 16, right? 40 minus 24 is plus 16. So the coefficient of x cube is 16a cube. And the coefficient of x cube in this expansion is given as 432. So we put 16a cube is equal to 432. So a cube is, now we divide it and we check what is going on. So let's see. So this is 432 divided by 16. This gives me 27. So it's simple. A cube is equal to 3. You don't have to show this step. You can write a is equal to 3. So this is the correct answer most probably. Again, you check for the numerical errors when you do questions, and you in practice a is positive, a is usually integer, positive or negative, and your answer is not coming out as an integer. So you double check the calculation. So this question is done here, and we move to the next question. In question number 7, I read it for you. The straight line, the questions will be given in the description, and you can see the questions over there. The straight line y is equal to x plus 5 meets the curve at a single point P. Find the value of the constant k. This line and this curve meet at one point. So you see what you do, how to do these type of questions. You put the value of y in the other equation, in the linear equation is inserted into a quadratic equation. So it's 2x square plus 3. In place of y, you put x plus y. Whole square equals to k. And then you simplify 2x square. This becomes 3x square plus 10x plus 25 equals to k. And this becomes 2x square. Save your time by doing it directly. 2x square plus 3x square is 5x square. 3 tens are 30x plus 75. You take k here. This is the usual way of solving these kind of questions, that you combine the two equations and then make a quadratic equation like this. And then accordingly you put d equals to whatever the condition is. Because the line and the curve are meeting at a single point, so d will be 0. So now d is b square, 30 square minus 4, what is a is 5, then it's 75 minus k equals to 0. So the answer is 900 minus 20 into 75 gives you 20 into 75. 75 2s are 15. So 1500. It should be 20 into 75 gives me 1500. Okay. 1500 and then 20 plus 20k. Plus 20k equals to 0. So 20k equals, this is 600, right? So the value of k is 600 divided by 20. 0 goes out, 2 3s are. So the value of k is 30. Right? This is part A. And in part B, you are asked to find the coordinates of P. You are asked to find the coordinates of P. What are the coordinates of P? X and Y. So you see the value of K is 30. You have already, look, this is, let's say this is the curve. And for example, whatever the curve is, circle, we are not into it what kind of equation, because it's quadratic in two variables, x square and y square, not single quadratic like x square. So it's not a quadratic equation like the usual quadratic equation, which is a parabola. It could be an ellipse or circle, whatever. So let's say this is the curve and this is the line. They are meeting at one point and we are looking for the coordinates of this. How do we solve it? We simultaneously solve these equations and find the coordinates. So we have already solved this simultaneous equation and we have reached here. So what you need to do for part B, don't have to go again solve the simultaneous equation by putting k is equal to 30 here and put k 30 and solve it again for part B. You have already solved this. What you need to do is for part B, 5x squared, write this equation, plus 30x and put the value of 30 here. 75 minus 30 is it's 75 minus 30, 5 and 7, 45. This is 0. This is 0 and you take 5 common. This is x squared plus 5 6 is 30 plus 9 equals to 0. So the final answer is x squared. And you can see this is a perfect square. Being a good kid who has been doing good work in mathematics, you see this is a perfect square form, which is x plus 3 whole square. A lot of practice enables you to see this right in the examination. So this is 0. Now you don't have to factorize it. Even if you factorize it, what you get is x plus 3 equals to 0. So x is minus 3. That's the x value. These are coordinates of P. So x is 3, minus 3. How do you find y? You can put x in any of these equations to find y. Obviously, this is simpler. So you put y equals to minus 3 plus 5. So y is 2. The coordinates of P are minus 3, 2. I have told you earlier in my earlier videos as well that you always check the questions for any numerical errors that I might have committed in this video, in this examination. If you find one, do let me know through the comments and we will rectify these mistakes in the upcoming videos. Thank you very much. I see you in the next question. In question number 9, an arithmetic progression is such that its first term is 6. Its first term is 6 and the 10th term is 19.5. I just wrote it incorrectly. The first term is 6 and the 10th term is 19.5. I mistakenly wrote 10 here. It's the 10th term is 19.5. So an arithmetic progression is such that its first term is 6 and the 10th term is 19.5. Find the sum of the 100 terms of this arithmetic progression. Now, because we are talking about arithmetic progression, in the formula list you are given two formulas. One is the formula for the sum of the arithmetic progression and one is to find any term from in the arithmetic progression. I write it for you. It's an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. This is one formula and the sum formula is, you can see it in the formula list. It's 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? Now, you are given the first term, and for 100 terms, we know n is 100, a is the first term, and the d is missing. So we need to find d first, and we can find d from this particular equation. You know, the general term of arithmetic progression is such that the first term is a, the second term is a plus d, and the third term is a plus 2d, and the pattern goes on. And you can see in this pattern, the coefficient of d is always 1 less than the number of the term. This is the third term, and the coefficient of d is 2. Second term, the coefficient of d is 1. So this is 10th term. So the coefficient of d will be 9. So a plus 9d is 19.5. You know this is a is the first term. A is 6 is 19.5. Though 9b equals 19.5 minus 6 is 13.5. And when you divide 13.5 by 6 by 9, what you get is 19.5 divided by 9. It gives you 1.5. So the D is 1.5. D is 1.5. Now once you have D, you have everything now in this formula, and you're looking for the sum of the first 100 terms. So it would be 100 upon 2. 2 into A, 6 is the first term, plus n minus 1, it's 100 minus 1, and the D is 1.5. Just simplified. 2 50s, so this straight away is 50. This is 12. 99 into 1.5 gives us 99. It's 148.5. You can do it orally, but you're allowed calculators to use it wisely. So 99 to 1.5 plus 12 into 50. Now this gives me 8025. 8025. This is the sum of 100 terms of this expression, of this particular arithmetic sequence. It was a 4-mark question and a simpler one. So you see, this was part A of question number 8. We move to the next part. Let me raise this first and we move to the second part. So in part B, question number 9, part B, if you read question, you are given that there is a, I read it for you, a geometric progression A1, A2, A3. You can see the question, the description. In the description is such that a geometric progression A1, A2, A3 is such that A1 is 24 and the common ratio is 1/2. The sum to infinity of this geometric progression is denoted by S. And the sum to infinity of the even numbered terms, it's given in the paper. It's A2, A4, A6. The sum of these terms is SE, sum of even numbered terms. The subscript shows this. So find the value of S and SE. So it's simple. As sum to infinity, you know, from the formula list, you can see the sum to infinity is A upon 1 minus R. So what is A? A is 24. 1 minus this. These are simple. This is simple. So it's 24 upon 1 upon 2. It's 48. This was simpler. Sum to infinity. Now how to find the even number terms? Well, in my opinion, the first term is 24. The second is if you keep multiplying with R, you get the next terms. So 24 into 1/2 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. Divided by 2 is 3/2. Divided by 2 is 3/4, and so on. So the second term and the fourth term and the sixth term are these terms. So write them separately. 12, 3, 3/4, and dot, 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 dot. You have to find the sum of this. Because these are the term of a geometric progression, so this will also be a geometric progression. You can check. R is, you divide second term by the first term. So you get 1/4. If you again check it, the third term divided by the first term, divided by the second term, what you get. So R is 1/4. The sum of the even terms is A is 12 upon 1 minus R. R is 1/4. So the sum is 12 upon 3/4. So it is 12 into 4 upon 3. So 3 4s are 4 4s are 16. This is the sum of the even number terms in this particular. In my opinion, these are questions 7, 8, and 9 are easy questions comparatively. So this is good. So we do expect this kind of a paper in May, June also, hopefully. So we move to the next question. In the next question, question number 9, you are given the functions f and g are defined for all real values of x, and the domain of these functions are all real values, right? This is given in the question. fx and gs functions are given where k is a constant. Obviously, you know it's a constant. Given that the range of the function g f x is greater than equal to 39, find the value of k. Well, you can see this question is related to functions, and this is the composite function. So we straight away go to the question. We first find g f x. G f x means you insert fx in g function. Make sure that you do not do mistakes by doing fgx. By putting g into f, you have to put f into g. We first check the functions again. It's 3x minus 2 square plus k, and gx is equal to 5x minus 1. We move to the question. Now g fx is, you insert f into g. So what you do is 5, and you put in place of x 3x minus 2 whole square plus k. This is 5x minus 1. Now you simplify it. 5, you can either write it like this or like this. You don't even have to simplify this. So this becomes 5k. Do not open it unless you need it to be. If you need to open it, otherwise you don't have to. Now you can see this is a quadratic function. You see, it's a quadratic function. And if when this coefficient is positive, it's an open up function. And this point, what are the coordinates? Although we don't, this is 2 by 3. You put this equals to 0 to find this particular coordinate. And this is the y value. This is the y value of the minimum point, 5k minus 1. Now see, the range of this function, this is the range. Range are the y values. Though, forget about this thing for the moment. The range of this function is 5k minus 1. It must be greater than or equal to 39. It must be greater than equal to 39. So I can write 5k minus 1 must be greater than 39. So 5k is greater than equal to 40. So k must be greater than equal to 8. So the minimum value of k is 8. So we take k equals to 8. What does this mean? That if we put this equals to 8, for 8 this function, the 5 8s are 40 minus 1, so this becomes 39. So if we put k equals to 8, this graph is like this, 3 by 5 comma 8. And if you keep on increasing the values of x or decreasing the value, because we can put any values of x here, so the value of y will be greater than 8. Or the value of the function, g of x function, will be greater than 39. For 8, this is 39 exactly. So the value of k must be 8 here, right? And with this part, we move to the next part. In the next part, you are asked to find, now, for this value of k, determine the range of fg. For this value of k, determine the range of function fg. Now, fg function is, we do it here. Fg function, we first find fg function. What is fg? You put g in function f. So what you do is 3 5x minus 1 minus 2. This is 3x. I'm sorry, there's minus 2 will be here. This is 3x. Are we doing any mistake? So, no. 3x minus 2, and this is whole square. This is it. 3, and we put in place of x the function g. So, minus 2 whole square plus k. K is 8. We have to find the range of this function. We simplify it. This becomes 3 5x, so we simplify it. This is 15x minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5 whole square plus 8. Again, this is a quadratic function. This is a quadratic function, you see. So this value is 5 upon 15, which is 1 by 5 because you put it equals to 0, and the y value is 8. So the range of this function is greater than equal to 8. So the range of fg function is greater than equal to 8. You don't have to simplify it, please. Some kids simplify it and make it a quadratic function, and they go for by putting it equals to 0, they find the x values and then they plot the graph. You don't have to do this. You know, it's a perfect square form, if you remember, and the perfect square form can be plotted directly and you can find the range and even if you don't draw it, you can see, you can put any values of x because the domain of f and g both are real. So the ranges are also real. So in fg function, the domain becomes the g function. And when you put any x value here, the range can be any real value. So you can put any real value in function f. And when you can put any real value in function f, you can get any real value as a range. So you see, whatever x value you put it here, for example, if you put x equal to 0, so this becomes minus 5. Or if you put 1 over 3, x value 1 over 3, this whole becomes 0. So the minimum value of this function is 8. And if you put any other value except 1 by 3 in this place, in place of x, whatever this whole sum is or the difference is, the square makes it positive, and when you add some positive in it, the answers are greater than 8. So the range is greater than equal to 8. Even if you don't draw it, you can use your common sense to find the range of these kind of functions. I hope this is clear. This was question number 9. We move to the next question. I think there is another part to it. Let's see what is that. Let me erase this and then we go to the next part. In part C, you see another function hx. I read it for you. The function h is defined for all real values of x. Again, h function is defined for all real values of x, and such that if you put h function in g, the composite function, if you put h into g, you get this one, 35x plus 19. Find an expression for g inverse x, and hence or otherwise find an expression of hx. Well, you've been asked to find the g inverse x first. So we do it. We have to do it. So g inverse x is, let's say it's equal to k. I do this method. You can do it directly. Examiner accept this. Gk is x. So gk is 5k minus 1 is equal to x. So k is x plus 1 upon 5, and k is g inverse x. So we put g inverse x is equal to x plus. This is the proper method of finding the inverse function. Otherwise, you can write g in place of gx, you write y. This is an alternate method and is acceptable in the exam. 5x minus 1, and you make x the subject. And then you write g inverse x in place of x, and you write x in place of y. This is acceptable. But in my humble opinion, this is the better way of doing it. Anyways, you can do both the methods. So once you have the g inverse x with you, what you do is now think about it a little. What is the relation between a given function and its inverse function? The domain of the original function becomes the range of the inverse function, and the range of the original function becomes the domain of the inverse function. So in this g hx, you have inserted h function into g, so h becomes the domain. When you put h function in g, what you get this as a range. So this, for the original function, hx is the domain, and this value 35x plus 9 is the range. This is range for the original function, and this is the domain for the original function. What you need to do is, you put the range in the inverse function, You put the range in the inverse function as domain. So what you get is 30 g inverse x. See, g inverse x equals, in place you are putting the range of the original function as a domain in the inverse function. What you get is 35x plus 19 plus 1 upon 5. So if you simplify it, 35x plus 20 divided by 5, what you get is 7x plus 4. This is g inverse x. So for this domain, this is the range. Look, this is the domain for the inverse function. This is the domain, and it becomes the range of the, for this domain, this is the range. So this range becomes the domain of the original function. So the domain is hx, hence hx is 7x plus 4. So hx is 7x plus 4. In my opinion, this is a little bit, it is given in the question, find g inverse x and hence or otherwise. What is otherwise in this case? Okay, let me do it. I hope this is clear. The otherwise, in my humble opinion, is simpler in this case. You see GHX. So if you put, let me erase this one here, the inverse function. Suppose we are not doing the inverse function thing. We are going for the otherwise method. We are going for the otherwise. What is otherwise then in this case? Otherwise method, you can call it alternate method. Otherwise, what is that? You put h in g, so this is the g function. You put h in place of x minus 1. This is equal to 35x plus 19. When you put h in place of g, in place of x in the g function, what you get is this, and from here you can find hx. This becomes 35x plus 20, and from here hx equals, if you divide by 5 both, you get 7x plus 4. This is your h function c. So in my humble opinion, this was simpler in this case. But because we were asked to find g inverse x, so we found out g inverse x, and then both the answers are correct. You can employ any of the methods. We move to the next question. In question number 10, we have been given this circle, and you can read the question from the description. This is a circle, its center is minus 4, 5, and the radius is under root 20. You are asked in part A to find the equation of tangent at minus 6, 9. So if I draw roughly this circle again, let's say this is the circle. This point is minus 4, 5. Let's say minus 6, 9 is somewhere here. This is the tangent. We are looking for the equation of the tangent. From coordinate geometry, you know, for the line, for the equation of the line, we need the gradient of the line and the point on the line. You know, the point on the line is already given, minus 6, 9. This is given. What we need is the gradient. So you know that the tangent and the radius are perpendicular to each other always at the point of tangency, obviously. This angle is 90 degrees. This you know from your O-level circle theorems. So the gradient of this line, this radius is, so the gradient of radius is y2 minus y1. This is y2, this is y1, this is x2, this is x1, minus 6. Make sure that you write the values correctly. Sometimes kids write x values in the numerator and the y values in the denominator, and the whole question becomes, you know, the calculation becomes wrong. 9 minus 5 is 4, and minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2. So the gradient is minus 2. Okay, now the gradient of this line is minus 2. The gradient of this line is minus 2. So the gradient of this line would be m dash. Usually the kids call it m dash. So it would be 1 upon 2. You turn the gradient upside down. Now, for the equation, you know it's y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. You can use y is equal to mx plus c. But in my opinion, humble opinion, y is equal to mx plus is used when c is given usually. But kids also use this for this kind of data. The equation wise, you can use any of the equations. So y minus y1 is the given point in the line. So this is x1 and y1. Please do not confuse it with the fact that in the gradient of this line, I use these points as x2, y2. And now for the equation of line, I'm using them x1, y1. It doesn't make any difference. This x and y1, x1, y1 are the point on the line whose equation we are trying to find. This is the equation, this is the line, and this line, the point is x minus 6, 9. So we take them, y minus y1 is 9, and m is 1 by 2. And x minus x1 is minus 6. Make sure that you write, the 2 goes there, it's 2y minus 18. This is x plus 6. I think the equation is, you have been asked to find the equation in the form of you have not been asked to find the equation in any particular form. So you can write it, usually we put y positive. So x plus 18 plus 6, 24. This is the equation of tangent at this point. You can check for numerical errors. We do it quickly. Minus 6, 9 is the equation we are looking for, and the center is minus 4, 5. So the gradient is, you could have find by taking this x1, y1, this x2, y2. The gradient would have been the same. You know this from your O-level knowledge and from your A-level as well. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Minus 6 minus 4 is minus 2. There's 4 upon minus 2 gives us minus 2. And the gradient of the perpendicular line then would be 1 by 2. So y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So x plus 6, 2y minus 18. So 2y is equal to x plus 24. This is the equation of tangent. Second, we are asked to find the equation of the circle. Now we have to find it in a particular form, x square plus y square plus ax plus by plus c. We have to find the equation of this circle, from your, let me erase this and when we do the b part. So we are looking for the equation of this circle. The equation of the circle is x minus a square plus y minus b square equals r square. You know what are a and b? A and b are the coordinates of the center. We are given center's coordinates, x minus 4 whole square plus this simple y minus 5 square is equal to r square under root 20 square. You just have to simplify it. Make sure that you do it correctly. Plus 8x plus 16 minus 10y plus 25 equals 20. Just you have to write it like this, x square plus y square plus 8x minus 10y, 25 and 16, well 35, 41. Well, you subtract 20 from it, you get 5, 5 and 16 is 21. So this is the equation of the circle that we are looking for. Again, double check that you are not doing any numerical mistakes and you read the question correctly. You have to find the circle equation in this form. You can see ax square plus by square, x square plus y square plus ax plus by plus c. Do not confuse plus by with minus 10. If plus by is minus 10, then b is minus 10. So it's x minus a, x minus minus 4 is x plus 4 whole square is x square plus 8x plus 16. Y minus 5 is y square minus 10y plus 25 under root 20 square is 20. X square plus y square plus 8x minus 10y. It's 5, 16, 5, 21. And this is the correct answer. Let's move to the C part of this question. So in part C, you are asked to find this theta. And now, how can we find theta? Look, if I draw this circle again, this is y-axis. If I can find the coordinate of this point, I can find this distance and this distance because I have these coordinates. This is minus 4, 5. So this is y-axis and I have the equation of the circle with me. And if you see the last part, the equation of the circle was x square plus y square plus 8x minus 10y plus 21. I can make it directly. You can see the last part. So you see, if at this point, you see this is circle, this is y-axis. At y-axis, x is always 0. So if I put x is equal to 0 here, so these two terms go, I can find the coordinates by factorizing these two. You can use calculator to do it because you are not asked to factorize it. Well, I'm doing it just because you can use the calculator. You'll find y is equal to 3 and y is equal to 7. You can see obviously this is 7 and obviously this is 3. You can check it out. Now you see this is 7, this is 5. So 7 minus 5, this vertical distance is 2. 0 minus minus 4 is 4. This is 4. You can use the vector method. 0, 7, subtract minus 4, 5. What you get is 4, 2. So the x distance is 4 and the y distance 2. This angle is theta by 2. From the symmetry of the figure, if I draw a line here, so this angle will be divided into two parts in this. So I can now, for this is a right angle triangle because I have drawn this line perpendicular to this line. Right? Now, tangent theta by 2, it's perpendicular upon base. So theta by 2 is equal to tan inverse 1 by 2. And from here, theta by 2 equals to, we can use calculator to find this angle. So this would be shift tan inverse 0.5 gives me 26.56, 26.57. In fact, if I write it to one decimal place, this is 26.6. So theta would be into 2. This gives me 53.1. This is the angle we are looking for. This is how you find the angle. I hope this is obvious. We move to the next part. Okay, before moving to the D part, I read in the question, theta is in radians. Make sure that you do not do this mistake. And we found out this angle in degrees. So first we convert our calculator to the radian mode. This is 4. Now shift tan inverse 0.5 gives me 0.46. Three significant figures. We have been asked to find the angle, so it would be 0.4636. I take it to the 4 decimal places and then I write it to the 3 significant figure, the final answer. So multiplied by 2 gives me 0.9272. So I write 0.927 to the 3 significant figure. So this is the angle in radians. And in part D, I do the D part here. You have to find the perimeter of the shaded region. Now you see, you have the coordinates of A and B. This is 3, this is 7, so 7 minus 3, this vertical distance is 4. This vertical distance is 4. From your O-level knowledge, you know also that if a chord is intersected by the radius at an angle of 90 degrees, it bisects the chord and it bisects. This is 2, so is this. So this is 4. Perimeter is the boundary, the measurement of the boundary of the shaded region. This is this one. This blue line and this AB arc. So blue line, we know it's 4. 7 minus 3 is 4 plus this arc length. And you know in the formula list, S is equal to R theta. So you know what is R? R is under root 20. And theta, make sure that you write the full value of theta, which is 0.927 into 0.927. So this is the perimeter. The perimeter in the D part. And if you simplify it, what you get is under root 20 into 0.927. This gives me plus 4. This is 8.1456. So 8.15. I hope this is in centimeters. I don't know. But let's see if it is in centimeters or meters. So the data is units. So 8.15 unit is the perimeter. Please do check for the numerical errors. I'm trying my level best not to commit one. And if you find any error, please do let us know in the comment section. And this is how you do it. See, I hope this is clear. Some kids argue, can we know the radius also? Can we apply sine theta by 2? Yes, we can apply sine theta by 2. And if you look, sine theta by 2 is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. And from here, if you find theta by 2, you can see you get the same answer. Shift sine inverse bracket 2 divided by under root 20 bracket close. Bracket close, you get what you get is 0.4636. I can see it in my calculator. You can apply cos theta, tangent theta, or sine theta when you have all the sides. So you can do it in any ways. I use the tangent theta, you can use sine theta or cos theta. This was it for this particular question, and we move to the last question of this paper and see how it goes. Okay, one last part. In this question number, I just erased the whole question. This is question number 10. We have also been asked to find the area of this shaded region. You subtract this triangle from the sector area. I mean, if you subtract this triangle from the sector area, what you get is this shaded area. So the sector area is, the formula given in the formula list, half r square theta. So half under root 20 square. The theta is, well, I erased the screen. The theta was 0.9346, I think. Let me remember it, and we do the area. So theta was 0.927. So this is half r square theta minus, you subtract the area of the triangle, it's half r square, yani side into sine of the angle, and the sine of the angle is 0.927. If you simplify, this is the area of the shaded region. You do the simplification, 10 into 0.927 gives me 9.27. 9.27. This is 10 into sine 0.927. This gives me 7.998 to 7.1 comes here. So come 10 on its 8.0. 8.00. So what I get is 1.27 unit square. That's the area of this particular. I missed it. I didn't read it. We have also to we have to find the area as well. So this is it for question number 10. I hope we have done all the parts. Let me check out. Yes, the equation of the tangent. Then you found the equation of the circle, the theta, to 4 significant figures. Well, guys, please make sure that you do the correct work. I just wrote it in 3 significant figure. In the question, it is written, find the answer in 4 significant figures. So write the answer in 4 significant figures. It's 0.927. I think it was 2 also. So shift tan inverse 0.5 this into 2. This gives me 0.9273. That's the right value of angle theta. So in last part, when you find, you have to find the area, the value of theta. So the value of theta is 0.9273. This is the correct value of theta. Please make sure that you do this correction in the earlier parts. Right? We move to the last question of this paper. In the last question, this is the curve given. You can see the question in the description. The equation of the curve is given. It is y is equal to 2x power minus 3 by 2 minus 3x power minus 1 by 3 plus 1 for x greater than 0. You can see it's greater than 0. This is the region, obviously. This is the region. Well, we are doing the paper, so we have to concentrate on every single aspect of the question. The curve is cutting the x-axis at A and B. This is B. This is A. And this is the minimum point M. This is given minimum point, find the exact coordinates of M. This is part 1, 4-mark question. You know, M is the minimum point, and at the minimum point, the derivative is 0 because it's the minimum. At minimum and maximum point, the derivative is 0. So we find the derivative first. It's 2 into minus 2 by 3 x power. You subtract 1 from it. What you get is minus 2 by 3 minus 1 is minus 5 by 3, right? And then minus 3, you take minus 1 by 3 down, then x minus 4 by 3. The derivative of 1 is 0. Is you put, this is how it is. Now you put the derivative equals to 0. What you get is 4 by 3 x power minus 5 by 3. 3 goes out. This is plus x power minus 4 by 3. You take this minus. If you take the minus sign away, this is the smaller modulus. The smaller magnitude is this one. So if you take x power minus 4 by 3 common, what you get is minus 4 by 3, or you can do this one, or you can take this 4 by 3 on the other side. Some kids find this is easier. This is 4 by 3, so you have to find x. So 4 by 3 is x power minus 4 by 3. This comes down minus 5. You could have written it directly as positive. So 4 by 3 is minus 4 by 3 into x power 5 by 3. This is same. What you get is x power. If you add them, what you get is 1 by 3. Right? If you add, this is same power added, minus 5 plus 4 is 1 by 3. So x is 4 by 3 cube. So if you find the cube, x is 4 cube is 64, 3 cube is 24, 27. This is the exact value of the x coordinate of M. Find the exact coordinates. So this is x, and we have to find y as well. So if you put y in this, you see, it's better to find the cube value. The cube root is 4 by 3. So to make your life simpler, for y, you don't have to put x value as 64 and then take the cubes. What you can write is 2. X power 1 by 3 is 4 by 3. Look, x power minus 2 by 3. I just explained. Minus 2 by 3 can be written as x 1 by 3 whole power minus 2. So you can put x 1 by 3 exactly 4 by 3 here. So it's 4 by 3 whole power minus 2. You can do the same here. So minus 3. So x power minus 1 by 3, when goes in the denominator, it becomes x plus 1 by 3. So x plus 1 by 3 is 4 by 3. Plus 1. Well, it is also checked in the examination how you are approaching a question. Are your calculations simpler? You know, I'm running out of space here, so I write here. You see, 2. From your O levels, you know, if you turn the fraction upside down, you make the power positive. So it becomes 3 by 4 whole square, right? And this is minus 3 into 3 by 4, not equals to 0. We are finding y, plus 1. So this is 9 upon 16. So it is 9 upon 8, because 16 divided by 2 is 8. Minus 9 upon 4, plus 1, you take 8 LCM. This is 9, 4, 2, 18. And this is plus 1. So the y is, you can see, minus 9 plus 1 is minus 8. Minus 8 upon it, y is equal to minus 1. So the coordinate, y coordinate is 1. Make sure that you do not, make these equations difficult for yourself by putting the value of x. You can also do it like this, put x here and then convert x in cubes and then cancel cube with this, divide this cube 2 by 3, and you can make your life simpler by doing these calculation in easy way. So y is minus 1 and x is 64 by 27. These are the exact coordinates of M. I hope this is clear. you can check the calculation for any numerical errors. I do it again. Y is equal to 2x minus 3, derivative 2 minus 2 by 3x minus 2, 3 minus 1, the minus 3 minus 2, minus 5 by 3, minus 3, minus 1 by 3 comes down, subtract 1, minus 4 by 3, and the derivative 1 is 0, fine. Minus 4 by 3 x power, you take this on this side, then x power 5 by 3 divides and goes upward, plus you add 1 upon 3 power and you take the cube. 4 4 is 16, 4 is 64, 3 3s are 9, so 27. You can use a calculator also, and then when you put here x power 1 by 3 is 2, 4 by 3 power minus 2 minus 3, 4 by 3 plus 1. So 4 by 4 square minus 3 into 3 by 4 plus 1, 9 upon 16, 9 by 8 minus 9 by 4 plus 1, you take LCM 8, 9 minus 9 to the 18 plus, oh yes, this is 9, this is 8. This is the calculation mistake that we are doing, minus 8. So this is minus 10 plus 9 is 1 by 8. So the value of y is 1 by 8. Make sure that you find this. This is y is equal to 1 by 8, x is equal to 64 by 27. This is how you do it. I hope this is clear. We move to the next part of this. There is another mistake, kids, in this. I think I'm getting a little tired now. Minus 18 and 8 is minus 10, minus 10 plus 1, plus 9 is minus 1. So it's minus 1. You can see y is negative. X is positive, y is negative, x is positive, and y is negative. So make sure that you do not do these mistakes. You will be fresh in the examination. So I hope if you concentrate hard, you can do the questions correctly. We move to the next part of this question. Let's see. In part B, we have been asked to find the area between the line segment AB and the curve. This is the area we're looking for. This is the area we are looking for. You see, this is the area contained between two curves. The upper curve is x-axis, which is y is equal to 0, the equation, and the lower curve, the equation is given. First, we have to find these two coordinates, because you see, we need to find the limits first for the area. And when we are looking for the area from the equation of the curve, we need to perform integration, you know that, and in the definite integral, we need these 2 points. So what we do is, we know y equals to 0 here. So y is 0, 2x power minus 3 by 2, minus 3x power minus 1 by 3. I hope you have gone through the videos of coordinate functions. In fact, I don't exactly recall where is this topic, but there is a topic, equation reducible to quadratic form. In quadratics, equations reducible to quadratic form. This is not exactly a quadratic equation, but you can convert this equation into a more, familiar form. This is minus 2 by 3. This is minus 2. This value is double of this. So we take this equals to y. And if we take y square, this becomes x. We take square on both sides, this is minus 2 by 3. So the equation becomes 2y square minus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. You can use the calculator to find these values. In the meantime, I do the factorization. Minus y plus 1 equals to 0. So it's 2y common, y minus 1, minus 1 common, y minus 1 is equal to 0. So y is equal to half and y equals to 1. These are the two values. Obviously, this is half, comma 0. This value half, comma 0, because y is 0 here. And this value is 1, comma 0. So we have the limits now. So we apply the limit half 1, the lower limit is half, and we integrate this whole stuff. 2x minus 2 by 3 minus 3 Listen, these are not the x values. Please, before going into this, make sure this one thing that you need to understand, that when you go into the paper, you must be very fresh. I'm getting a little tired, that's why I'm doing these mistakes. We are not looking for y, we are looking for the x values. So you put values of y here. What you get is, so this is not, these are not the coordinates of x values. Okay, now these are y values, and put these y values here. So what we get are the x values. So x minus 1 by 3 is equal to half, and x power minus 1 by 3 is equal to 1. So this becomes x is equal to half power minus 3, and minus 1 by 3 goes on the other side. This becomes 1 power minus 3. So this is 8, and this is 1. Turn it upside down, it becomes positive. So 2 cube is 8. 1 raised to any power is 1. So these, the coordinate of A are 1 comma 0. The coordinate of B are 8 comma 0. Now we have the limits. Now in the next part, we'll integrate upper curve minus lower curve. Some kids, what they do is, okay, let me explain it when I erase this one. So for the last part, we are looking for the area of this area, the shaded region. And you know, from your knowledge of integration, that if you want to find this area, the shaded area, you subtract the upper curve minus the lower curve. So in this case, the upper curve is x-axis and the lower curve is this curve. Some of the kids, they will only integrate this particular expression by taking these limits 1 to 8, and when they find the area is negative. It's because you are not finding the area between the curve, you are finding the area beneath this curve, you know. So you will have to find the area. If you want to find positive area from this equation, you subtract upper curve minus lower curve. So if you write it like this, 0 minus this one, 2x power minus 2 by 3 minus 3x power minus 1 by 3, you will see that the area will be positive. And if you only integrate this particular expression, you can check it for yourself that the area will be negative, because that area will not be between the two curves. Although you can integrate this expression, and when the final answer is negative, it shows that the area is beneath the x-axis. You know that from your knowledge of integration. And you omit the minus sign, and probably that calculation will be considered correct. But this is the right way of doing it. The area upper curve minus, this is y1 minus y2. The y1 is 0 and y2 is this y. So if you write it minus 2x power, when you add 1 and what you get is, make sure that after doing the differentiation, now you are doing integration, you have to add in it. So if you add 1 this, what you get is 3 minus 2. You can do it orally, but I'm just trying to explain. This becomes 1 by 3. Make sure do not commit any mistake in this calculation. This becomes plus 3 x power. If you add, this becomes 2 by 3. The integration of x is 1, and the limits, you apply the limits now. 1 to 8. I hope this is clear. And this is minus 2 x power 8, 1 by 3, plus 3, 8, 2 by 3, plus 8. This is the upper limit, minus the lower limit is minus 2, 1 power 1 by 3, plus 3, 1 power 2 by 3, plus 1, and this is the, now you see 8, the cube root of 8 is 3, plus 3, 2 power 3 goes out, it becomes 4, this becomes 2. But to make sure that you do not do these mistakes, it's 2 power 3, so it's 2 power 3, 2 power 2 is 4, plus 8. This is how it is, minus 2, plus 3, plus 1. 1 raised to any power is 1. So this becomes minus 4 plus 12 and plus 8. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 minus 4 is 16. Minus 4 minus 2 is 2. So the final answer is 14. This is the area between, this is the shaded area. I hope these questions and these solutions will help you in doing your May June paper perfectly, inshallah. And I see you in the next video with some more topics. Thank you very much. So if we simplify this, what we get is minus 2x power minus 2 by 3 plus 3x power minus 1 by 3 and minus 1. Make sure that you do it correctly. Now when you perform integration, this is minus 2x power. If you add 1 in it, so you get 1 by 3 plus 3. If you add 1 in it, you get 2 by 3 minus x. This is the integral. And now if you apply the limits, what you get is minus 2, 8 power 1 by 3 plus 3, 8 power 2 by 3 minus 8. This is the upper limit. Minus the lower limit is 1. Minus 2, 1 power 1 by 3 plus 3, 1 power 1 by 3, 2 by 3 minus 1. This thing. 8 is 2 cubed, so it becomes minus 2, 2 plus 3, 2 cubed, 2 goes 4, minus 8, minus 2 plus 3, minus 1. So this is 0, you can see, minus 3 plus 3. This is minus 4 plus 12 minus 8. This is 0. Are we committing any mistake? Minus 2x power minus 2 by 3 minus 3x minus 2x. It's plus 1, I hope. It's plus 1. Let me see it. Yes, this is plus 1. Okay, now subtract the 0, minus 2, minus 2x power. If you add 1 in it, it becomes 1 by 3 plus 3x power, it becomes 2 by 3 minus x. You put the limits, 2 2s are 4, 3 4s are 12, minus 8. And it's minus 2 power 1 by 3 and plus 3 power minus 1. So the answer is, are we doing any mistake in it? Minus 4 plus 12 minus 8. Now, upper curve minus lower curve will give you the positive area, will give you the area between the curves. If you do not do this step and you directly integrate this and put the limits, you'll get the negative area. This will be considered. You can omit the negative sign at the end. Negative sign means the area is beneath the x-axis, right? This will be acceptable, but you better do it. It's upper curve minus lower curve always. So upper curve is x-axis, which is y is equal to 0, and this is lower axis. Lower curve, now you subtract it, this becomes minus 2x power minus 2 by 3 plus 3x power minus 1 by 3 and minus 1. Now you integrate it from 1 to 8. So it becomes minus 2x power. If you add 1 in it, it becomes 1 by 3. You divide the same plus 3x power. If you add 1 in it, it becomes 2 by 3. You divide by the same and minus 6. So this becomes minus 6x power 1 by 3. This becomes 9 upon 2 x power 2 by 3. This is minus x. Now you can apply the limits from 1 to 8. This becomes minus 6, 8 power 1 by 3 plus 9 by 2, 8 power 2 by 3 minus 8. And you subtract 1 in it from it, minus 6. You put the limit 1 by 3 plus 9 by 2, 1 power 2 by 3 and minus 1. Now let's simplify it. This becomes 2 cube cancels out, so it becomes minus 6 2s are 12 plus, this is 4 9s are 4 divided by 2 is 2 9s are 18 and minus 8. Minus 12 and minus 8 is minus 20. This is minus 2. Minus, what is this? Minus 6 plus, let me do it later. This is 9 by 2 minus 1. So the answer is, this is minus 2. This is, if you take the LCM, 2 minus 12 plus 9 minus 2. So this is minus 2 minus 14. Minus 14 plus 9 is minus 5 by 2. So it's minus 2 plus 5 by 2. The answer is 1 by 2. This should be your answer. Check for the numerical errors, and I see you in the next videos, inshallah, and with some new topics.